Today, we're looking at the All-Maker Crown Crates, a Skaal-inspired, ice-heavy crate that's clearly aimed at icy warden builds and winter lovers. Overall, these land somewhere in the good but not great range for me, and I'll explain why as we go. But a quick reminder before we start. Crown crates are gambling, so I always recommend spending your crowns on things with guaranteed value and only treating crates as optional extras if you choose to engage with them. With that out of the way, let's break down what works here, what doesn't, and the standout items that you can get. Overall mount quality in this crate is solid. The Apex mounts hold up visually, with subtle ice animations and some glowing armor pieces that are fancy without being immersion breaking. Having said that, the Apex animations feel somewhat familiar if you own any of the scale collar mounts. There are 5 Apex mount models in this crate. With radiant drop rates being so incredibly low, this is not the reason to go spending for the crate. You need to be very lucky to get any of these or collect tons of gems buying more crates. But the Radiant lineup is strong. The elk is very pretty with its wintry night sky look. The animations for this one are minimal, but the vibes and colors are awesome. The ice wolf looks best in snowy zones, and unlike the elk, has standout animations, forming out of a pile of snow on the ground. And lastly, the sun lion, which has very different vibes from the rest of the crate. But it's another one with great animation quality. The rear up animation even adds glowing features to your character's head for a period of time. 2 out of 3 of these Radiants have a matching pet at 40 gems each to complete the looks. I do love a matching set. Now onto fashion. The wind collar garb costume has great detail, but the 400 gem price tag is a little expensive. For comparison, the 6-page Stahlrim-inspired All-Maker armor would be less than 100 gems for the full set. But does anyone know why it's missing the belt piece? The dyeing options on both of these styles are limiting, however, neither allowing the fur channels to be dyed. And the Ice Shard weapon style is no exception, having no dye channels at all. But while it's a little disappointing it can't be dyed, the animations and disappearing effect when you put it away make it a little easier to overlook this shortcoming. Outside of the fashion, this is a solid cosmetic lineup overall, with a few highlights. We have 2 skins. Orphan of the Stars looks great and pairs well with the elk, but again, that 400 gem price tag feels too expensive. The Green Thief skin is only 100 gems, but it's got some odd markings and doesn't really fit in with the rest of the crate theme. There are some nice eye options too, but the standout cosmetic for me, and many of you, is this blue hair. I really like the look and price of this one. The category with the biggest wins though, in my opinion, are player actions. All the mementos, emotes, and customized actions add some real value beyond the high-tier rewards. The recall animation and the Ice Fist gathering actions stand out as top on-theme items. I love them on my Ice Warden. The handpan emote is a unique instrument with a calming song. And I love the tree you can place and decorate. Though, I'll be honest, I wish this memento had been earnable. Finally, furnishings. There isn't a whole lot in this crate, but most of it is excellent. The clear block of ice in the 40 gem range is huge and can be used in so many different ways for housing. For 100 gems, both the chandelier and the fountain let off lots of cool lighting effects. But the snow furnishing feels very underwhelming, unfortunately. Not covering much ground, and it definitely isn't a large house item. You'll need many of them if you're trying to fill in a courtyard or some other big space. This was the 4th crate to offer the 25 crate bundle, this one including a polymorph that turns you into a big ice creature. If you're already planning to buy a lot of crates, this is a decent bundle item that fits the theme really well. But I personally don't use polys overly often, so I wouldn't consider this a must-have item. So now let's break down the final score. The theme is good. The icy skull vibes work really well, especially in the wintertime and on warden builds. The mounts are also good, but the radiance especially, with their details, glow, and animation. The apex mounts are good too, though much more subtle and true to the theme for those who don't care for the light show mounts. The fashion is mixed. There's some really nice detail here, but the dye channels are limiting, and a couple items feel overpriced for what you're getting. Cosmetics land on the good side overall. The non-combat pets are nice, especially for the gem price on many of them. And there were some other highlights, despite a couple odd choices. Player actions are easily the standout. The customized recall, the harvesting animations, mementos, and emotes all add real value to the lower tier rewards. Furnishings are good overall. There aren't a lot of them, and the scale and coverage issues of the snowfall keeps this one from being a huge win. But the other items that we did get are great. And finally, filler content is definitely present. Not everything fits the theme, and a few items feel like padding rather than intentional design. So overall, these Allmaker crates are pretty good, but not quite top tier for me, at a 7 out of 10. Hopefully all this information helps you decide whether they're worth your crowns, or if you're better off saving for guaranteed value instead. As always, spend smart and don't chase radiance.